So who's Cow Mumble?
Well, actually, Cow Mumble was sort of based on me, and I did have a crush on Boss Moss, so I kind of used that in the Freakies. Not too big a crush, so you notice that she never does anything aggressive or anything. But Cow Mumble is a character who's kind of insecure, and she was always reading books on self-improvement and saying to herself, like Snorkeldorf had this thing he said every day, Cow Mumble would say, every day in every way, I am getting better and better. So she's the kind of shy one. Gargle is an interesting character because there was a writer at the agency who had been in this country for, I don't know, 10 years, but he still sounded like Ronald Colman, you know. He was British, and he just never, he affected that accent even when it could have changed. And he was kind of condescending and arrogant and always showing off his education and trying to intimidate everyone else. So I got my revenge with Gargle. Who pontificates all the time and has read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica from cover to cover and never lets anybody forget it. In the third spot, the Singing Freakies commercial, I wrote these lyrics to deliberately, you know, sort of flesh out the characters.
Oh, we are the Freakies, and this is our Freakies treat. We never miss a meal, 'cause we love our cereal. This is the big boss, we call him Boss Moss.
Make sure you spell it right.
Snorkeldorf they call me, so handsome and pretty.
He's little ham-host.
He's got a weird nose.
Do I really have to sing?
My name is Grumble.
I am Mumble.
You're standing on my foot.
Gargle is his name.
Smartness is my game. I know more than you do.
Says you.
And don't forget me, I'm goody-goody. I always do what's right. For instance, I eat Freaky cereal because it's got a lot of vitamins, and it's good for me.
You too can have crunchy, Freaky cereal as part of your good breakfast. And there's a free Freaky in specially marked boxes.
Okay, here comes the big finish.
We are the Freakies. We are the Freakies. This is our Freakies Free.
You could send away for all the Freakies on the box. Later, they did that, and I remembered that I ordered a full set, and it was then that I got my first Ham-Hose figure.
Ham-Hose, I love Ham-Hose. Ham-Hose loves to be alone. He lives in a garden hose, so he can take long walks all by himself. And he only eats ham sandwiches for lunch. And Ham-Hose is actually based a little bit on me because I was always very solitary, but really on a cat that I had named Pigpen. You have to follow this really closely. Pigpen was really shy and would always hide and just like to be alone, and he'd hide under the bed most of the time. And that's Ham-Hose.
Who was Snorkeldorf? And what's the deal with Snorkeldorf's nose? Why is it so long?
Snorkeldorf is based on Stan Dragati, who was co-creative director of the agency at the time. And Stan was an amazingly good-looking guy, but he'd had his nose broken about 3 times. He grew up in a tough neighborhood, and so his nose went off to the side, and that was sort of my joke on Stan. You know, Snorkeldorf is the freaky that loves himself and thinks he's great and really pretty. Mm-hmm. And he's, every morning, he sort of looks in the mirror and says, mirror, mirror on my dresser, compared to me, everyone is lesser. Well, we got a letter from a kid who said that he really understood Snorkeldorf because he was great, too, and he was really handsome, too. And life was tough for him because kids didn't like him because he was so handsome. I think after that we got into, like, kind of fun stuff, like the Freakies Tree, which was kind of a rock and roll song, Who Grew the Freakies Tree?
Oh, I wonder, who grew the Freakies tree?
Oh, yes, we love our Freaky cereal. Oh, darling, you know we do. 'Cause it's crunchy and delicious, and it's good for me and you.
Oh, I wonder,
Who grew the Freakies tree?
Can't, as long as it's here.
Freaky cereal can be part of your nutritious breakfast, and you get a free magnet in specially marked boxes.
Freakies, oh.
I think the thing about the Freakies that's interesting is that even though most of them are based on adults that I knew, they're really prototypes for the way kids are, you know? I mean, I think the success of Freakies was that with 7 Freakies, there was always a personality for any kid to relate to. Alex Seo, who was the art director I worked with, was also a children's illustrator, and he basically designed the characters. And we decided that Grumble should not have arms, that he should just have feet and have foot problems, because that was all he had. And he's this kind of grumpy, you know, cynical guy that always has a doubting comment on everything. And then we started introducing other flavors. So the first one was Fruity Freakies. And I did this thing where Goody Goody has a Carmen Miranda fruit basket on her head. And they're trying to come up with a name for the cereal, and she sings about Fruit of the Spoon is her name for the cereal.
Hey, we need a name for our new fruit-flavored Freaky cereal.
How about Sam?
Ay, 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 I've got a name for our new cereal. Fruit of the Spoon is the name I feel for our fruity meal. Ay, 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 ay.
Ay, ay, ay.
Crunchy now, Fruity Freakies can be part of your nutritious breakfast, and there are 2 free iron-on patches in specially marked boxes.
Okay, you don't like Sam? How about Murray?
Fruity Freakies did really well in test market, so they wanted to do another commercial, and that's when I did a takeoff of the Imperial Margarine commercial, which I don't know if you're old enough to remember, but it's a really awful commercial where people were sitting around eating the stupid margarine and a crown would pop on their heads. So I did a takeoff on it, and I had a fruit basket pop on their heads every time they ate the cereal.
First you see the flowers sprinkled all around, then you taste the flavor, and you get a crown.
Announcing new soft spread Imperial Margarine. Pretty new serving dish. Great flavor.
It's got to be Imperial, cloud spread we sing. Isn't that a tasty dish to send for a king? Isn't that
New soft spread Imperial. You'll love it.
Hey, there's a fruit basket on your head.
I know. The delicious fruity taste of new Fruity Freaky cereal makes you feel like you're wearing fruit on your head.
I don't believe it.
Well, why don't you try a piece, Smarty?
Hey, new Fruity Freakies taste so fruity, I do feel like I got fruit on my head.
I like the pink ones best.
Crunchy now, Fruity Freakies can be part of your nutritious breakfast, and you get 2 free iron-on patches in specially marked boxes.
How do I get this thing off?
And then they did Cocoa Freakies, and I had Ham Ho's freak out for chocolate. He's acting really strange, and they're all worried about him. He's kind of the little kid of the group anyway. They're all sort of protective towards him, and so they create Cocoa Freakies for him.
Ham Hose has been acting very strange lately.
Chocolate!
See what I mean?
Chocolate. Oh, how I wished I had some chocolate. Some rich and dark and creamy chocolate.
Somebody better do something before we lose the kid altogether.
So now, new crunchy, sugary Cocoa Freakies can be part of your good breakfast, and there's a free Freaky medal in specially marked boxes.
I feel so much better now.
And then we had the Bicentennial. This was really fun. We did the Freakies burger dress, and Boss Mossington, the father of the Freakies.
Presenting the Freakies burger dress.
Eyes have seen the glory of the Freakies tree in bloom.
2 weeks ago, we decided a couple of things. That all Freakies are created equal, that every Freaky has certain rights, and the delicious Freaky cereal shall not perish from this earth.
Our cereal is crunching out.
And that's how it happened. Freaky cereal can be part of your nutritious breakfast, and there's a free Freakmobile in specially marked boxes. Presenting the story of Boss Mossington, father of the Freakies.
Wow, wait, a new hatchet.
Boss, what are you doing?
I cannot tell a lie. I was chopping down the Freakies tree.
You know, if you keep telling the truth, you'll get to be the father of the Freakies. But if you chop down that delicious tree, there won't be any Freakies to be the father of.
And that's the way it happened. Crunchy Freaky cereal can be part of your nutritious breakfast, and there's a free Freakmobile in specially marked boxes.